Hey tubers, Stickman here. Hey, got a DX6i Spektrum RC remote here that got off made in town here. It's currently in mode 2, which I can't do. I prefer mode 1. Searched on the internet how to change it over, and there's heaps of them. Oh, not a heap, but a few instructions, but they're all complicated, and I've already taken the back off. Complicated, and they're slightly different inside. I don't know the reason why, but I had a bit of a gander. It's actually quite easy. If you have a look in here, this screw here has to be adjusted. Now, currently that's adjusted so it springs back. See? Right, so the spring, so I'm using the iPhone, the spring does all the work. So just get your little screwdriver, screw it all the way down, and then the center doesn't spring back in. Right, next thing you're going to do is tighten this up. A bit of the video and do it at the same time, which will give you the friction. Not quite enough, I'll just tighten it down just a little bit more. There we go, we got the friction. Now, the other side, which is currently like that. So what we'll do this time, very similar to the other side, but the opposite. Try to hold this camera and do it at the same time. Loosen this right off. And then loosen the friction off so there's no friction on there. Flip her over. See if I've adjusted enough. There you go. Self centers. Still a little bit of friction on that. We'll just loosen that off just a touch more. Righto. So now we're in mode 1. Throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder. Righto, I'll show you the next step. Hang on a sec, I'll put it back together and we'll turn her on. I'll show you the next step. Just in case. The plugs are pretty straightforward when they come out. You can label them if you want, but they sort of hang on the right side that they've got to go into. You'll notice that there's 2 plugs here to choose. One's a 4-pin, one's a 5-pin. So you plug the 4-pin into the 4-pin. If I can hold this right, let's move back a little bit. So you just pull them out the same way. And there's only 2 plugs on this other side, like so. There. You can't mix them up. One's a 2-pin, one's a 4-pin. There you go. Close it back up. There's only 6 screws undo. 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top, and then middle, and then 2 at the very top. Righto. Now it's all back together. All the screws are back in. Batteries are in. Power it up. I'll try to keep out the glare. Go in your menu, scroll down to setup list, scroll down to copy and reset, scroll down to reset, make sure you leave the highlighter on the list, and then use the switch here, the elevator switch, flick it a few times, we'll come up with this. That's what it was in mode 2, where you had the elevator, ailerons, throttle and rudder. Just use your scroll across. Now that's your throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, and click OK. That's it, done. Now if you've got the same DX6i as this one here, it should be pretty easy, and maybe it might be just as easy on the other ones. Anyway, cheers, enjoy. Happy flying.